So you talk about the O-line play. We were able to run the ball today. And I think Chargers are second worst run defense in the league this year. So we exploited what many other teams have exploited. But what was noticeable was we were able to run the ball. And then that last drive, I mean, I think the entire game Mahomes was pretty tough. I mean, they were kind of getting to him. They only had one stack, but they were getting to him, kind of, roughing him up a little bit. That last drive, though, they let him have all day back there to do his thing. And that was what stood out to me. It was like, wow, like when it was time, like they let him do his thing. They let him have all the time in the world in that last drive. What did you see from the O-line play today, JD, throughout the entire game, and then also especially on that last drive?
Yeah, so throughout the entire game, I seen guys coming off the football hitting guys in the mouth. I mean, there was a lot of execution just coming out there, getting their hands on the defenders, and Pacheco finding the hole. And that's all you really need, especially in the NFL. Like, you should be there in a split second, right? As soon as you get the football, he should be gone. And that's what I loved about Pacheco, because Pacheco was hitting the hole hard. He was, if he make a cut, he's making a cut and he's gone, which it should be in the NFL. It's one cut and go. And so, man, he just did a great job. But those guys are out there, they was absolutely blasting the defensive line. I thought it was a phantom call on Creed. Creed blocked the dude too well. That when they called him, make the holding call on him, I was just like, man, it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And then the same thing to Tony. Tony came up and hit him straight up. It looked like it faced up hitting. So just bad calls. But they did a great job, man, coming off the football and just creating holes for him. The last part, it seemed like Patrick was trusting him more, staying in the pocket. Okay. Yeah. He was a little bit more patient. He was just like, okay, I can feel the collapse, but these guys are still holding up just enough to get the ball off. And I think it's what Patrick, he kind of settled in a little bit. Because, sometimes he'll sit back and get a little antsy, right? You'll start seeing him getting little happy feet start moving around. And it's like, oh, well, hold on. Like, just wait there for a second. There was one, Travis was open. And, Patrick just didn't give him enough time for him to get open. And he sat in the pocket, but he just kind of got a little happy feet and threw the ball. But it seemed like at the last drive, he just trusted the offensive line. He trusted the receivers. He just trusted everybody offensively to do what they needed to do, doing their job to make it right, to get them a chance to win the football game. And they did.
Yeah, I think people forget also, maybe not us here, and I know that a lot of Chiefs fans pay attention to this stuff very closely, but I think nationwide, a lot of people forget just the gauntlet this offensive line has gone through this year as far as facing defensive front sevens, how difficult it's been for them for the first couple of months of this season. And even tonight, even though the Chargers defense is not good, you still have a borderline Hall of Famer in Khalil Mack on that other side. And the fact the Chiefs are still over there playing makeshift with their right tackle position. They still don't have a starting right tackle at right tackle. Andrew Wiley's trying. King did a really good job last week. We talked about this. But those are fill-ins. And the Chiefs' offensive line still finds ways that, again, when the moments are at the apex, when they have to go and get one, these guys give Patrick Mahomes that protection. And it's time for people to start giving my boy Orlando Brown some credit here. I know people love to bag on him because he wanted the big fat contract, didn't get it. People said he hasn't lived up to it. I understand that. He has not played great. He hasn't played to the level that some people have expected. But my God, this guy has stepped up, and he's given Patrick Mahomes a lot of protection on that blind side over this last month. He has played a lot better than people are giving him credit for. And now we know Creed Humphrey has been an elite center. Joe Tooney is an elite guard. Trey Pancake Papa Smith is a nasty MF. But at the end of the day, those tackles have to show up. And that left tackle, Mr. Orlando Brown Jr. himself, the legacy player, has stepped up and made some big key moments and key blocks. He's not perfect, but I trust that dude, and I know Patrick Mahomes does as well. And they stepped up in those, like you said, Marcus, when they had to do it in that final drive, Patrick was sitting back there doing his taxes. He was back there drinking pina coladas, just scouring the field, who he's going to pick the poison with this time. And it worked to precision. And that drive could not have been more perfect. And it starts in the trenches. And those guys took care of business, man. It all starts with them. If it wasn't for them, we don't know if it happens. It probably doesn't, guys. And then we're sitting here talking about, well, let's see if the Chiefs can maintain the 1 seed. Let's see if they can maintain the AFC West. We don't got to worry about that now, fellas. It's all taken care of. It's in the bag.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.